Welcome to the Voke Me YouTube channel.
The best foldable phones from OnePlus, Samsung, Motorola, Xiaomi, Honor, Microsoft, Oppo, TCL, Huawei, and Google foldable phones. Choosing the best one between these popular brands can be a bit difficult, but don't worry, we are here to help you. Advantages of using foldable phones. Foldable phones are great because they have a flexible screen or two screens that work side by side, giving users the experience of owning a smartphone and tablet simultaneously. It's amazing to look at, and the extra screen real estate guarantees productivity and accessibility options that regular phones don't. OnePlus Open. The OnePlus Open is one of the best foldable phones due to its comfortable and friendly cover display, large tablet display, performance, good build quality, and excellent cameras. The OnePlus Open offers the best overall experience of all the foldable phones in 2025. In terms of performance, display, and camera quality, the OnePlus Open is as good as any other expensive foldable phone. It runs on Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, the best Android processor 2025, delivering an ultra-smooth and fast premium experience. The display is a high-resolution OLED with a high refresh rate of 120 Hz, and the triple-lens camera system takes great photos. What sets the OnePlus Open apart is its incredibly high build quality. It's also one of the most satisfying and smooth foldable phones when unfolding and folding, and one of the flattest foldable phones in tablet mode when some foldables don't appear or feel quite flat. We also like the OnePlus Open's 7.8-inch OLED 120 Hz tablet display, larger than the 7.6-inch tablet displays of other book-style foldable devices sold in the US. 2. Google Pixel Fold. The Google Pixel Fold is the larger smartphone which recently entered the foldable phone race. The Pixel Fold is Google's first attempt to enter the foldable market, and is perhaps most notable for having a form factor unique from the rest of the field, makes it best for watching movies and TV shows on the go. While most foldables on the market start as a candy bar shape and unfold into a tablet-like display, the Pixel Fold starts as a more natural-looking passport shape that unfolds into the same shape as other products. Foldable phone. But its unique presence explains why it is the smallest of the largest. While the 7.6-inch display isn't smaller than any specific foldable phone, the external 5.8-inch display is significantly smaller than any other external display, except the original Samsung Galaxy Fold. The Pixel Fold may not be the biggest foldable phone out there, but it's a solid first iteration with much room to grow into the second generation. Perhaps the next version of the Google Pixel Fold could see this phone rise to the ranks as one of the best and largest foldables on the market. 3. Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5. The Galaxy Z Fold 5 opts for a new hinge and thinner design, making it much easier to carry in this generation. The upgraded Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 CPU can keep up with all your tasks while the battery lasts all day. The screen is still great. You get the same quad camera setup. Samsung's Z Fold 5 sets the standard for tablet-style foldable, even if other options sometimes exceed the standard. We found the 6.2-inch external display perfectly usable, even if it's a bit narrow for typing. And, of course, the performance of the overclocked Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 is top-notch. Samsung hasn't made any major design changes for this generation, but it has eliminated the gap between the two parts of the phone when folded. And while it's not the most novel design in general, the camera is also unchanged, except for a new lens coating that reduces lens flare. Unfortunately, this also means that the camera performs uninspiringly in day-to-day use, notably outpacing the competition. Battery life is decent, but heavy use during in-depth testing did cause some charging anxiety at the end of the day. It would be less of an issue if fast charging always worked, but we're still critical of the 25-watt peak charging speed. 4. Motorola Razr 5G. Originally, the Razr was a stylishly shaped phone, reminiscent of flip phone designs of the past. However, the build quality wasn't impressive. The camera was disappointing, and the phone turned off in just 6 hours in a battery test. Motorola appears to have addressed some of these issues in the 5G version of the Razr. Razr introduced significant design changes, such as tapered jaws, durable hinges, and a teardrop folded display that keeps both sides of the phone flat when closed. External quick view screens now support gesture control. You can use them to do more. Regarding the camera, the Razr has a 48-megapixel main camera that captures every moment of your life. The new Razr comes with 8 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage. The more powerful Snapdragon 765G processor should boost performance while adding 5G connectivity. 5. Huawei Mate X's. The Huawei Mate X's is the successor to Huawei's Huawei Mate X. It has been upgraded in many ways, making it a more durable device while retaining the same excellent core design as the original Mate X. The device is a single external screen that folds out flat for an 8-inch tablet-sized display or folds down for a 6.6-inch format. It's also a powerful device with a high-end Kirin 990 chipset, 8 gigabytes of RAM, 512 gigabytes of storage, a quad-lens camera led by a 40-megapixel main sensor, a 4,500 mAh battery, and a notchless design. 6. Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 continues to set the standard for foldable phones while addressing some criticisms of its predecessor, adding new features like a 120Hz refresh rate to both displays. The improved durability of this foldable phone, now with an IPX8 rating for water resistance and a more durable screen, should alleviate some people's concerns about whether the Galaxy Z Fold can withstand the rigors of everyday use. Samsung has also worked with more app makers to ensure their software is optimized for the Galaxy Z Fold 3's unique 7.6-inch foldable display. S Pen support has been added to the Galaxy Z Fold 3 but remains optional. This means the phone doesn't have a slot, so you'll have to pay extra for a case to hold the S Pen and stylus. However, the Galaxy Z Fold 3's large main display offers space for sketches and notes. If you want the most powerful foldable phone in 2025 and one of the best productivity boosters overall, the Galaxy Z Fold 3 is a great choice if you can handle its high price tag. 7. Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3. The design of the Flip 3 is further streamlined with square corners and beautiful color options. There are also some internal upgrades, including the Snapdragon 888 processor. However, the camera and battery remain the same. The Galaxy Z Flip 3 doesn't have a telephoto lens. The Flip 3 is the cheapest foldable phone in 2025 but has downsides. The battery life is not very good, especially. The crease across the center of the display is still noticeable and becomes noticeable when you drag your finger over the screen or when the light is properly captured. The Galaxy Z Flip 3 is probably the foldable product that most people will want to pay attention to due to its lower starting price. It folds neatly to fit in most pockets, and if you're willing to pay an extra $100, the Galaxy Z Flip 3 Bespoke Edition lets you choose the color of the front and back panels and the phone frame. 8. Huawei Mate X2. Unfolding the existing Huawei Mate X, it transforms a regular rectangular smartphone into a large tablet. The successor Mate X's was a refined iteration featuring a stiffer Falcon Wing mechanical hinge and a stronger display. However, Mate X2, which borrows the design of the Galaxy Fold, has changed, although there are some changes. It has an 8-inch screen with a 90 Hz refresh rate and 2480 by 2200 pixels resolution when unfolded. As for the cover display, it has a 6.45-inch primary display with an 1160 by 2700 resolution and a 90 Hz refresh rate on the front. A quad camera setup powered by Leica optics handles rear photos. These include the primary 50-megapixel sensor, wide-angle lens, 12-megapixel, 3x optical telephoto lens, 8-megapixel sensor, 10x optical periscope telephoto, and finally the 16-megapixel ultra-wide snapper. For selfies, there's a 16-megapixel shooter inside a pill-shaped cutout. Internal specs include a Kirin 9000 chip combined with a Melee G78 GPU, 8 gigabytes of RAM, 256/512 gigabytes of storage expandable, up to 256 gigabytes via Huawei's Nano MMC, and a 4,500 milliamp hour battery that supports 55-watt fast charging. 9. Microsoft Surface Duo. 2. You can run your app in two panels, but you must fight for a gap in the middle of the app where the screens come together, which is better when using optimized apps on your Surface Duo, where different tasks are grouped into different screens. You can also multitask by running two apps on different sides of the device. Microsoft deserves credit for fixing many issues with the first Surface Duo in this sequel. The hardware is current, and the design is more elegant than ever. However, the problem with Microsoft's approach is that it does not have an extended work surface. Instead, they are two separate 5.3-inch panels, further squeezed by a significant bezel. The Surface Duo 2 has previously represented a better phone, but it's still not the best big screen experience.